Endocrine system, chapter 38. Here are your learning outcomes. Review anatomy. So let's look at what we're talking about. What are the parts involved here? You guys have seen the endocrine system before. It is one of the little bit more complicated vital systems for our body. So beginning up at the hypothalamus, all the way down to the testes and ovaries for ladies. So review your anatomy. This breaks down, followed by your book 774, 775. You can look at these bubbles here that give you all the breakdowns of each thing. Should you know what luteinizing hormones are? Yes, growth hormones, FSH, all of these are very important. So different hormones affect different parts of our bodies and are vital for homeostasis. And that continues on. On to page 776 is here, the larynx. 777. The adrenal medulla, right? So this contains the parts of the cell that affect our sympathetic nervous system. So catecholamines like epinephrine and norepinephrine, vital are fight and flight, right? So you need to make sure that this all involves and affects our glucose. And so if there is a malfunction of any of these glands, if they are enlarged, if they have cancer, if anything like that, we will test hormone levels. So serum hormone level testing can be done. Let's see, this is just finishing up of your anatomy and physiology. On page of the pancreas, page 779. Okay, this is a great diagram. It explains to you how in figure 1, after eating, blood glucose levels rise as glucose flows from the digestive tract into the bloodstream. So when do we take an AccuCheck? In the hospital, prior to eating, right? Because this is what happens. High glucose levels
I can't
stimulate the
connect to the
beta
Wi-Fi
cell.
network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
Excuse that. Nurse Sarah doesn't have this to deal with, does she? Okay. High levels of glucose levels stimulate the beta cells of the pancreas to secrete insulin. So that's in 2. In 3, the insulin triggers 2 reactions. It stimulates the cells to make more glucose, and it causes the liver to take up glucose and store it as glycogen. Okay, so it shows over to the right here, that happening. And then 4, when blood glucose levels drop, right? Their tank is low, like if you skip a meal. Alpha cells of the pancreas release glucogen into the blood. All right, so 5, glucogen stimulates the liver to break down stored glycogen into glucose, which is then released into the bloodstream. It causes blood glucose levels to rise. All right, so that's a really good description and illustration there of how that works. What do aging effects have on our endocrine system? Well, they decrease our growth hormones, absolutely. Our TSH and thyroid hormones. They decrease insulin secretion. So we find that a lot of people are diabetic, right? You see a decrease in muscle mass because the endocrine system affects everything. Our hormones affect everything. Decrease in basal metabolic rate, a decrease in glucose tolerance, but not diabetes. This is overall giving us a decrease in energy, which nobody wants, right? Okay, so we want to start off by getting a really good health history. This means like all these things here. Have you seen weight changes? Any changes in your body temperature, your mood, your memory? People have long family histories with their endocrine system. So, like my thyroid, my mom had thyroid problems or Hashimoto's disease, different things like that. So, you want to check with them on that. We need good sets of vital signs. Um, all of these things here, they can possibly develop tremors, um, have fat pads. Those are kind of what happens as we age, having to do with our endocrine function and everything slowing down, our metabolism slowing down. We're going to have the doctor is more than likely going to order lab tests such as thyroid, so TSH, T4, parathyroid, PTH, and calcium phosphorus to find out what is our state of the union for this person. Okay, pituitary tests. We have growth hormone, antidiuretic, that's ADH, urine specific gravity, ACTH, adrenal test, cortisol, 24-hour urine. So these are just some of the tests that also can be run for thyroid check. What are the pancreatic functioning tests? This is for diabetes. So we get a fasting blood sugar, oral glucose tolerance, or the glycosylated hemoglobin. Glycosylated hemoglobin. Okay, and we're going to, here are your review questions. Again, I encourage you to take these. So adds to all of your little quizzing and testing that you can do for yourself to be prepared. So just start and stop these as needed. All right, that's chapter 38.